Stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at, where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo, check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in, it's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile. Contact Jason down at CRM. Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey.
Hello, Yeti Nation. Very special Yeti Talks tonight. We've got Jackson Longboat joining us. Hey, Jackson, how we doing?
I'm good. And you guys?
Good. Happy to. So I got to meet you first playing with the Tomahawks. You are a goalie. You've played basically, I'm guessing, for most of your life. But I'll let you just give us a background on what your playing career was like. You know,
I
from the
started
time
playing
you were
around
little.
2. Yeah, I was gonna say I started around 2 years old. We start pretty young on Six Nations, and then I went and watched games all the time. So I noticed we never had a goalie, so I made that transition around 3 years old, and since then I've just been playing goalie. I played Six Nations pretty much all minor, all the way up until my first year junior. My first year junior, I played for the London Blue Devils, and I still follow with them, still keep up with them, just because they gave me my first shot at junior. And then I lost my second and third year of junior to COVID, which kind of sucks. And then fourth and fifth year, I played with Hamilton Junior B. And then also a small brief stint. I forgot to mention this, but a small, very small and brief stint with Burlington Blaze the year they won the Minto. And then Tuscarora recently, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I got to meet you, was with Tuscarora. We also are introducing somebody else to the show. I will let OJ introduce us to the band.
Yeah, so this is my new mascot, Robbie the Robot.
So welcome, Robbie the Robot, to the Blue Squatch Company. We love having Robbie.
Yeah.
So, Jackson, you've played all the way through. I always say this, goalies, you got to have a little something. Like, what is it about you guys? How do you stand in there and not flinch and close your eyes? Because my reaction when something's coming flying at me is to get out of the way.
For me, it was tennis balls. Like, me and my dad, literally, that's all it was. Like, I started playing box goalie at around 3 years old. And even then, like, you're just standing there. You're basically like pretty much like a statue. You just don't move is what our thought process is.
So you play like
Then,
Rosie
like,
does. You just get in position and hold it.
I at a very young age, I kind of did. But then like we started using bigger nets, and I thought, okay, I maybe should start moving. And then I started playing field goalie, and I thought, hey, this is a lot different than box goalie, and it's a lot bigger net, smaller pads and whatnot. So there was more fear there. And then my dad's like, comes home from a Canadian Tire, and he has got this bucket full of tennis balls. And we're like, hey, he's like, hey, let's go to the school just down the road. We put up a net. I stood in there with the tennis balls, and I'd say we shot for like 2 hours. So that fear pretty much went away like instantly. And then it came to box. I'm like, I'm wearing bigger pads. I don't have no reason to be scared of the ball, pretty much.
Do you have a preference?
Lacrosse balls.
Well, obviously lacrosse balls.
Obviously lacrosse balls.
In regards to box or field?
I personally like box more, just because it's more physical when you in field, in my opinion. And I just love the physicality more than I love.
Yeah, and 30-second shot clock's got to be way better as a goalie. You're way more involved in the play versus field where they've got 90 seconds sometimes to kill. I mean, that's a so did you get to play with a shot clock? Is that something like I know Paul knows when I played there was no shot clocks.
Well, we started recently using that for field up here in Canadian for school.
Yeah.
It's different.
I'm trying to think when it's very different.
I mean, the pace of the game is obviously the clearest downsize. In regards to, I coached field for 35 years and got into this box sport, and I'm entrenched in it now. And it's like we kind of said that it's a small community from one to the other. From field, there's multiple teams, and you get into the box, and the numbers concept isn't there. In regards to how much you had talked, we was talking a little bit earlier. You started in 6, and now you were up in Hamilton and moving around. Any chance that you're going to get back into even coaching the youth? Is that in the future plans?
I've thought about it, like even just the local team for where I'm at. Like I went and watched a couple of their junior games, and it looked rough, to be completely honest. I mean, the one game I went to, it was 3-1 after the first. End of the game, it was 12-4 for the other team. And I thought, this looks rough. And then I overheard some people talking, and they're like, yeah, like the head coach is struggling to find guys to come be on the bench and coach with them. So it could be an opportunity here, just where I'm at now. Close to school.
Yeah. I mean,
no, that's not rough though. I mean, our games. What if we had 22-2?
Yeah.
We were 18-3 today. I mean, when I played for Paul, we had a couple of fairly lopsided ones that we were not on top of.
It is it's a different game, that's for sure. I enjoy the box now a lot more, and it's made me appreciate the field. But the physicality that you had said. Since even when Greg was playing, that was 20 years ago. I'm a little bit older than him, so when we used to call, a goalie would make a save. A goalie would make the save, and the ball's on the ground. It'd be clear crease. You could take a 5-yard run at somebody. If they're looking at the ball and I'm going for the ball, you can blow them up from a 5-yard run. Now you just look at the person, and they're calling unsportsmanlike because you didn't need to do that.
Pretty much just what I've been seeing too.
Yeah, and no disrespect to the officials. This is what the rules are. This is how they got to call the game, because that's what the rules are dictating. So it makes it a different game. And then once you get into the box, it's relief again. Talk about medicine. It's like, the intense, the passions come back out again, and it's awesome.
It's like hockey up here in Canada. It's so funny now because I remember, I think it was 3 years ago, I went and watched a minor game back in 6, and I'm hearing the parents talk to their kid, and they're like, "Oh, that was fun. You can actually hit instead of like in hockey." And I thought, "What's this about?" I look into it, and they don't allow hitting in kids hockey up until like
No.
U13, U15, or something like that now.
Yeah. It's very even for the kids in box. It's a very large adjustment for the parents down here that I've noticed in regards to they're used to field. Where if you look at the kid the wrong way, sometimes go sit down concept, and all of a sudden. Johnny's he's on his keister, and they're like, well, what's going on? And it's a different sport where it's not for everybody, but I sure hope people get into it because it is a relief that that the kids need. You want to know what you need to.
You got to get the energy out. You got to get
the energy out.
You got to get the energy out.
Yeah,
you got to get
the
energy out.
physicality. It is for some kids. It's not for others. But the kids that it is for, it is a great outlet for them to get. And if you like that big defensive game with some great goalie play, then I would suggest you watch that Buffalo game again. I laughed. Josh said I went 0-4, but I got to say, I just needed 2 of those wins. If 2 of the upsets happened, I would have been right in the game. I thought for sure we were going to get 1. I didn't think we would get 2, but I said, why not swing for the fences and get off early? Because, I could have just done the easy thing and picked Buffalo all the way through. I guess that's kind of cheating at this point, I'd say. But, Jackson, what are your...
It's okay. Vancouver's going to beat them anyway.
Yeah.
I'm telling
you.
Yeah.
It's only just...
Vancouver and Bandits will go 3 games. I'll say it now.
Yeah, it'll go all 3.
Yeah,
you're thinking all 3. I love
we'll
you want to
that
and that's what, and I guarantee that's what the NLL wants. They want it to go 3 because you want to know what?
Yeah.
What other stadium puts 17.5 inside their stadium for every game average?
Yeah,
that's what I know.
That's huge. That's what they want too. That's
absolutely.
what they're going for. It is a big thing, and really, would anybody have picked 9 goals as the over/under in that Friday night game? What happened?
No one won. No one won.
No way.
Not in a million years. Not with the offensive firepower that you have there. When you're talking just the Bandits without even talking the Seals, has anybody? Yeah, that's just crazy to me to watch the Bandits hold that down to. Kudos to the San Diego defense to hold the Bandits to 5 goals, but wow.
I'm going to tell you on that game, I'm sorry, there's whisperers in the background there that keep on saying something about 3 goalies. Matty Vince was on fire. That was his
It's true.
game.
Buffalo has 3 goalies.
I'm not going to say they don't, but you want to know what? They didn't show up. Matty Vince showed up, and you want to know what? He played an absolute stellar game. Game. Great game.
At the same time, look on the other side of the floor.
The other side of the floor.
That was a great game, too.
By both of them. Yeah, absolutely. Loved watching that game. That was it wasn't not up and down the court. They were up and down the court and flying around, and it was incredible. It was a great game.
No, both
great
goalies. Kudos to the goalies.
Yes. Absolutely.
At some point, you just got to look at it and be like, what do we draw up now? Because you can draw up a million different plays, but what's going to go for you?
We're going to draw up fake shot, pass to the guy that's just about ready to dive across the backside and stuff it in bottom corner. I've thought of that 10 times now, right? And you're seeing it. That is, I think, the newest move coming on the fake shot. That is, not with the guys catching it diving. It's diving, catching it, and sticking it. It's an incredible play these guys are doing.
Over the shoulder throw. You got to throw it there, knowing it's going to be there. That guy's jumping, knowing the pass is coming. They've just worked it out so much. So I got to ask this. So Jackson, you're a goalie. From your perspective, what allowed those guys to be on fire? What is it? Did you notice they just had great lanes that they were able to see? The defense did a good job, or you think they were just both seeing the ball that well?
I think it's a mix of both. You can't be good in the net when you have a bad defense in front of you. I've had games where
I don't know.
I'm playing good. My defense.
I counted 70 saves in the very first game I watched you. It might have been more than that. Me and your dad were laughing when we watched it. That very first game for Tusky against Allegheny, there was how many was that?
With me and my dad actually counted it out. It was 120.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was 60 at halftime.
It was 130 and 20 goals. I had an 85 save percentage.
Yeah.
with Chris Cloutier and I guess was it Chase Frazier?
Yeah,
I
Chase
think?
Frazier shooting against you, Frank Brown, yeah, and Leo Sturos. That was against a pretty good group. If anybody wants to watch that, that's back in the games from last season. So it would be the first game that you guys played against each other, I believe. And yeah, that was my first introduction
Yeah,
to you.
that
It
was
was
the first
120 saves. I was like, that is nuts. Me and Hot Rod were losing our minds.
I love it.
It was a good one.
That's what it's all about.
And I gotta ask OJ for this next one. What happened to Rosie, bud?
Yeah, buddy. What happened?
He took the night off.
He took the night off.
Great night to take the night off.
He looked flat. He looked flat. I'm gonna be honest. He looked flat.
Yeah, no. So I was at the Roughnecks had a watch party at a pub inside the Saddle Dome, and
I think they showed that too.
At halftime, it was if they showed that, Jackson, you would have seen me too.
I think I did. I just can't remember where in that picture.
There was a video they took of us cheering for the Roughnecks.
Trying to will
halftime?
them.
Yeah.
At halftime. They were tumbling like Rosie was, like tumbleweeds.
Yeah, it got ugly fast.
That looked like a dive to me.
That was no tumbleweed. That was a bale of hay going tumble.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Did anybody see toe draggers? Those kids on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
My 600-pound life. Those
Yeah,
600-pound life.
Yeah,
Those
the
guys are
Donnelly
amazing.
brothers are aces. They're from
Yeah.
Halifax
Those are-
too, and yeah, I mean,
Yep.
kudos to them. Those two kids are aces. One of them we've gotten to film in Lax and I. We're gonna have to get them on one of these nights too. But yeah, that my 600-pound life goalie meme, I was dying. Charity showed it to me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But yeah,
I sent that to a couple of my coaches and my dad too.
I don't know how
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, that was. Oh, she's gonna find it for us.
There
There it is.
Okay. There we go. Ooh.
I love the wasted
Right?
comment. It works so well.
Yeah.
Right? That should have been a penalty right there too.
No, he had the maybe from behind.
He
You're
did
saying?
not clean hit the goalie.
Okay, at the same time, embellishment over here. I mean, Rosie's diving.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna call one, you gotta call both, or you just say, you know what, it is what it is. They're probably not gonna score out of him on this one. But yeah, that was those kudos to those guys. Those two guys are hilarious. Those young men are great. So I mean, obviously the Roughnecks fell apart. Here I'm really interested to see, Paul, what do you think the magic is for Shigliano this year? I mean, Frank has just been tearing it up. Is it the birth of the kid? He just has been on a tear with it, feeling it. I mean, Jackson had a kid. When was your baby born, Jackson?
December 26th. Boxing Day.
Oh, Merry Christmas, baby!
Pretty much.
Very nice.
That's,
Congratulations.
that was my grandmother's birthday. That's awesome.
It's a week after mine too, so
December. Charity's December too. She's the 15th, so a lot of great people.
Me
born in
too.
December.
Nice.
I'm the 23rd.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
around there. I
It's a
forget.
good time to spin the wheel. We win.
Well, hang
we
on,
win.
don't spin the wheel yet. We're gonna spin the wheel in a
No,
little bit. Stay tuned.
No, I'm saying in regards to that time of the year. Spin the wheel. I'm sorry. No.
just messing with you. So I mean, yeah, I went with Georgia mainly for Kai too, because he always says you can't bet against Georgia. That was probably what did him in. If I didn't bet against them, they probably would have had it. I mean, they're streaky. They were cold. They weren't playing great towards the end of the season. You kind of expected it. Like I said, I was kind of hoping on a prayer. I really thought, I don't know, Buffalo, I think if anybody was going to beat them, it was going to be in this first round. You could beat them in a game. I don't know if anybody's going to beat them in 3 or in 2. But
Well, Vancouver's gonna do it.
I know, OJ. I know you're pulling for it. We'll get to the picks in a little bit.
Vancouver's gonna do it.
I gotta say though, who feels better going into the playoffs about their goalies than the Rush right now? When you got
Right.
Kazik was playing phenomenal, and I'm just gonna call him Frank was playing great up front. So
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank.
Frank.
That's what they call him in SAS.
That's what they call him. Who's playing better? Matty Vince. He only let 4 goals in last game.
Yeah, but
Hey, let's
Period.
not leave out my buddy Del Bianco.
I was gonna say, believe in CDB. Believe
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
man.
Say it like I did earlier. That sounds like an edible, and then you know if they're going to eat it. They're going to eat it
That's
and,
it, we're canceled.
and pass it. That's all it's going to. It's go with the 2-time defending champs. That's all I got to say. They're
No,
going for the 3 feet.
Yeah.
They're not
Three-peat.
getting that repeat.
I hope not.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been done in over 10 years, so who knows?
And who was it? In goal?
Eddie Vincent Rochester.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you
I
for
know.
saying that. Thank you for saying that.
He's
You know,
told
funny,
us.
funny thing, really quick. But the first year they did junior like NLL over here in Ontario,
Yeah.
they had coaches from the NLL team. So I tried out for Rochester, and my goalie coach ended up being Matt Vince. So I met him personally.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. The
You played for the Armory?
No, this was
up in
back
Rocky-
before then. So this would have been at the ILA. So what a lot of people probably don't know is the Nighthawks used to play. They practiced at the ILA back when it was the original Nighthawks before they went up to Halifax, right?
Right.
So I'm guessing that's when they were up there. So Jackson, were they up there all the time? Because this was before Armory and all that stuff was. What was this?
This was ILA for them. Same with Buffalo. I remember for the longest time going to practices at ILA, and then immediately after there's a bunch of like guys on the bench, and then after I'm like looking up at the whiteboard or TV screen at the time, and it just says Buffalo Bandits, and I'm like, really? Like, when you think about it, there's not many like places to practice
That have
in
turf
terms of like
all
winter
the, yeah,
times.
that's true.
That's huge.
So
That's
ILA made a lot of sense for a lot of guys, especially when it came to money too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's like $100 for an hour at the ILA, maybe more.
That is huge. Having
Well,
turf time is.
Let's be
that's what we've
realistic.
been
Most of
fighting.
your players are Canadian, anyways, on these teams or live near Buffalo.
Yep.
So I mean, what is it? An hour and a half to the ILA from Buffalo, I think.
It's like an hour and a half, roughly, depending on which way you go.
Yeah. So
Like
I
for
mean,
me, like I said, I'm half hour from Buffalo because I'm close to school as well, and it's like an hour for me. So
right, because you're on the Niagara side, so you're closer to it. But yeah, that is it is that place is cool. I've only been there once, but that was where I learned all the history about the Nighthawks being there first because they've got their banners hanging all over the place. It's neat, and I tell you what else is cool. So the Nation School, they do gym out on that floor too. So like you had the Six Nations, you had the Chiefs out there playing the night before. I mean, you could just go up and down that roster and name all the Hall of Famers, and then the next day you see the kids out there for gym class, and then Lyle Thompson's on the floor shooting, and then Travis Longboat. Just take your pick of the guys that are on there shooting, and then all of a sudden class will come out and they just boom do their thing and they go back to it. Yeah, it's that is
Wow.
really a place that if you can drive there to check it out and watch a game, I'd say it's definitely worth it.
I agree. Me and Bob been saying that he wants to get me up there, and I just haven't been up there yet. Go visit Cam, and
We got to drag you across the borders, probably.
well, not to drag. I'm just so busy. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
It's tough in the summertime.
Probably too many taxes on that too. You know.
That's for sure. There's some taxes involved.
All right. So, other than me and Paul, who thought the Nighthawks had a chance, is Del Bianco.
Well, you got
he's
the
on
officials that clearly want to help these people.
All right,
out
Chair,
as
pull it
well.
up. Pull it up.
Hold on, you can't
The
talk
helmet
about
was-
it.
the
helmet was wonderful.
Hold
How
on.
many steps did he take? How many steps did he take with no helmet on and then makes a pass?
Okay,
I'm
so,
sorry.
all I'm
the
going to
week
say
before?
is, but no, is Buffalo is the only other team that gets calls like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We say this, but San Diego did it a couple years ago.
Right.
They did.
But that's Buffalo. These guys are Buffalo. Blah blah blah. You want to know what? Loses his helmet, cradles it 10 times, looks to the middle, and finds a man. It was a great goal. Don't get me wrong, but how's that not a penalty for continual to play?
It's like 4.5 steps.
4.5 steps to the middle of the field. He should have a direct or drop, and he should be off the field, not 5 steps to the middle.
That's the problem with you Buffalo guys, rounding it up. Sorry, Jackson, I was cutting you off. I just had to throw that one last jab in there.
But I've looked into this, and when it happened in San Diego, and it's like the rule says you have to either pass it immediately or shoot. So you could argue either way for how that goes.
Right.
It's
Well,
what
if I'm
is the
not
biggest
mistaken,
problem
though,
with
Buffalo
women's.
got a penalty last week. Wasn't Frazier, or was it what's his name? 91 there. The new kid, or
Buchanan.
81.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scanlon. It's either Buchanan or Scanlon. Okay.
It was Buchanan or Scanlon, 91 or 81, but they got their bucket knocked off in the middle, and I think he bent over, picked it up, and put it back on, and they still gave him a penalty for it because you're
not
supposed to go
see,
directly
because
to the bench.
If he had
Supposed to get
done
off
what
the
Keegan
floor.
Ball did, which
Right.
was, run and pass it, he
Yeah.
would have been fine. But he didn't.
Yeah.
He tried to Buffalo Bandits that, think he could just get away with everything. Well, new guy, you haven't been on the Bandits long enough.
I think you can make
I
an
love it.
argument that he's going towards the bench side. So if he gets it off and keeps going,
So
Yeah.
he's looking to.
He's headed towards the bench. He just happened to pass
Yeah.
the ball as he was going towards the bench. Thank you very much,
Exactly.
Jackson, for bringing
that
that up.
wasn't a pass, that was a shot, right? And he just happened
I
to.
mean, the
catch it.
bench isn't there. The
All
bench
right.
isn't there.
See, he's
That's
heading,
well coached.
heading towards the bench.
Coach
I'm
Mouse,
surprised he
I'm sorry, he drew that up, huh? Coach Mouse
Yeah.
had that on the clipboard, ready to go.
And then on the clipboard,
Question.
ready to go. All right.
Yeah.
We better just get right into the picks too, I think, because I'm excited. We've been talking about it. We all want to talk some smack about this Vancouver Buffalo game. I can feel it. All right, Paul, we'll let you go first and tell us that you think Buffalo's going to win this game.
No,
Okay,
he
Buffalo-
thinks Vancouver is going to win.
Yeah, I got to think that edibles for everybody in regards for that's what they're going to have to do to Buffalo for this game to be lost, is feed them a bunch of edibles. That's what it is. So we're sticking with Buffalo. Absolutely.
Sticking with Buffalo.
I gotta. I said it before the season started. There's no question.
All right, Jackson is the honored special guest of the show. You get the big J. Where are we going?
It's a tough one because we got two good goalies here. One that could possibly be just as good as Matt Vince, or vice versa. I'd probably have to go with CDB still, though. For game one, I'll give him that. Vancouver.
I'm thinking that as well too. I think Stamper talked me into it with at Wobble earlier when he was really talking about, because I just don't know when he's going to lose first. I mean, I don't think any. Could you
Right?
imagine if Delbs comes in and just goes undefeated to the playoff, like through the playoffs?
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah. You know what, Charity? Throw me right over on that Warriors side. I'm going Del Bianco until he loses.
You're just going anti-bandit.
And anti-bandits, yes, I know. But you know what? I should pick the Bandits because I'm terrible at picking. Oh, man. You know what? I'll pick the Bandits next time just because I am terrible at picking. All right. We know OJ's going there. Josh. Oh, Josh is even taking Vancouver. Josh wants some edibles.
Yeah.
He says, give me
Everybody
the
wants
edibles.
the edible.
We all want
I mean,
the
that's
edibles.
what they do in
CBD.
BC, man. That's what BC is known for.
It is. That's true. That's BC. I mean, that's literally what they used to call it back in our day,
Yeah.
But oh man, and I'm covering my record up so Josh can't see how terrible of a pick it is.
All I gotta
That
say
too.
is I stand alone. Yes,
Yeah.
with nobody else.
And then this next game, Sask is sweeping Halifax.
Oh, you think they're gonna sweep them?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Boy,
Yeah.
are you going right there too? You gonna jump right on the Rush bandwagon? Look at we got OJ with the.
Great stuff.
Unless he
No, I
changes his
just-
mind.
For me, it's like, who does Halifax play? Because Warren will be back by that
Yeah.
point. And do they also play Hutchinson after how he played last week, too?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, really, oh boy, that is tough. You know what? I'm gonna pick Halifax. That should lock it in for you guys. You should be able to win with the Rush if I pick Halifax on this one. But I can't pick against Roger Chrysler again. I've done it too many times, and he has proven me wrong time and time again. Micah Cruzy and the boys are firing. I don't know. I think the problem is once Halifax loses, I think it's over. I think they're a very emotional team. If they can keep hot right now and Jammer keeps it going, but they're a wicked emotional team. I could see them very easily. If they lose this first game, it's over. They'll lose in Sass, and Prairie Tan will be able to watch it.
Yeah.
Prairie Tan. I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder where he's been.
Coaching kids, and the problem is it's like 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah,
there,
right.
So it's
yeah.
his kids'
That's
practice.
time differential. Yeah.
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 I'll go to bed tonight, and then all of a sudden my phone will start dinging from the YouTube alerts that he's gotten out of kids' practice and he gets to watch the show. So.
Yeah. That's where Josh is going too, huh?
That's where
Josh is going to the left. Well, I'm gonna say, you want to know what? It's Jammer time.
It's Jammer time.
It's Stats
That's
and
Halifax.
Jammer, and you want to know what? I think like
Onondaga
you had said,
strong.
as far as running the the emotions, you want to know what? They're finishing this season out for the family concept. You want to know what? As far as Warren's Ma, there's no question they're pinning that one on the sleeves. No question. That's a sweeper opposite way, for my opinion. I think they do the take the home and then they go into the Squatch capital and say we do exist.
All right, Jackson, you're the GM for the Halifax, or the head coach. Who are you starting in that game?
Hutchinson, honestly.
Going with Drew, yeah. I mean, he's been playing good.
I'd go with
on
him.
fire.
By a mile he was.
Yeah, he was.
My thought is, don't take a goalie out when he's hot.
Right.
When he starts getting cold, then switch it up maybe.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
that first part of that game, he was lights out. Shot. 3 shots in a row, and he's arm save, kick save, and belly save. Great stuff he had the beginning of that game, and right straight through to the fourth. I mean, they really didn't get a lot of their goals until the end of the game, when, obviously, not to say they were trying to make the comeback, they were trying to make the comeback, and it didn't happen.
Like an 8-goal lead, and then it just gets cut down to 5 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good stuff.
I don't know. I still think, I agree with you that they're going to go. And, I mean, Rochester, I think that bit them, too. They went back with Riley Hutchcraft, and it was like, man, they ended up putting that other kid in, and he only gave up 2 and had 10 saves. He ended up playing way better. So, I mean, where do you think, I love asking goalies this question. What's the goalie situation in Rochester next year? Is one of them guys gone, or are they both staying?
I feel like one of them might go elsewhere. Like, it's the whole same thing with, like, the whole Dylan Ward situation I mentioned. Like, maybe when he's done with Colorado, he's probably going to retire, or he's going to go to a team that really needs a goalie.
Yeah.
One of those guys is going to leave for sure. One might not. Honestly, think one might just be a backup somewhere else, or they keep both for the sake of like drafting later, and then they mentor this goalie up to be the starter for Rochester in the future.
Yeah.
Here's a curveball. Matty Vince wins a 3-peat and says, "I'm done." Who goes back to Buffalo? Isn't he from Buffalo? That's
He's
where
from
he
St.
was traded.
Catharines. It's like right here, yeah.
But he played for the Bandits before Rochester, didn't he?
No, it was Boston, I think. San Jose. I can't remember who it was, but it was some random team. I can't remember. They boxed up.
Okay. I thought that he was in one of those trades that
He wasn't a trade, and then it was a expansion draft, or not expansion, dispersal, like Panther City did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. But you want to know what? I guarantee he wants to go to Buffalo.
No.
Who wouldn't want to be the goalie in Buffalo, though? I mean,
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I would take a chance out there, and you know what? I can't even move that good, but my new hip, I would give it a shot. Especially with everybody standing in the crease. How bad can it be? As long as I get my positioning somewhat right, I should be fine.
How come Robbie's not picking?
Oh, you should have, because then OJ's getting 2 picks.
That's awesome.
We'll let him pick on the next one.
That's awesome.
Oh, boy. I really want to pick Vancouver in this next one, but if I do, I know they're going to get swept. So I am going to go out on a limb. I'm picking Buffalo. And Yeah, and I really hope I'm wrong on this one. I would love to see Vancouver sweep this. I
hope you're wrong too.
Yeah, OJ, who you picking? Vancouver again? They gonna sweep it?
I'm staying faithful to Mouse, but even my belief is wavering whether or not Vancouver can sweep this.
Yeah, I mean Jackson kind of hinted to it earlier. I think this might be his first loss. This could be a 3. This series makes sense to be a 3.
It's gonna go 3 games.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. Now that OJ's locked it in, I feel like we got it though. So, are you picking? You're staying with Mouse and Delbs?
I'm staying with Vancouver, I won't be surprised if this is Delb's first loss.
So you won't be surprised if you're sitting at 2-1 next week. Yeah, Paul is definitely over on the Vancouver side. That's right, and that's why Josh was even going to pick Paul. He said in the comments, but he said if Paul was over on that side, he's going to pick Paul versus the Bandits. So 100%. I got to give it to him. I'd pick Paul if he was still over there. I should have left him.
Sweep. You know what?
They're not sweeping this, buddy.
That's where I would have possibly. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's where they could possibly even it up, possibly.
Josh has Vancouver in his sweep.
Josh has Vancouver, but I'm going Buffalo. There's no him and Han. Blah blah blah. 3-peat.
You're gonna have a tough time against Delbs. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's the bottom line. He says, all right, so Jackson, you're left to pick this game. Who you got?
Buffalo. I said it earlier. They'll go 3 games. And the last one, I have no idea. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's, boy.
Back in Buffalo.
I don't know how you pick. I don't know how you pick against. Delbs is on fire, though. He has really been on fire, and you look, San Diego was able to hold. I mean, San Diego held Buffalo down to 5, and nobody really thinks San Diego's defense and goalie was great this year.
They were pretty darn good.
I mean, they're all professionals. Now, I don't know. The defense was Allegri was spotty. I got to say, looking back at it this year, do you think the GM from San Diego is still happy they went with Chris instead because they have a longer career, maybe more shelf life left? But, I mean, their team is kind of geared to win now. You think they would have been better off staying with Shigliano?
I think San Diego's problem is they keep trying to buy themselves a championship. They get all these high-profile players, and they just think, oh, yeah, we're going to make finals, no problem.
Yeah.
That's my hot
take. Just come out. They come out flat.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. But I just watched Moneyball today too again for like the 10th time in the past 2 years. So I'm like, you don't buy championships, you buy wins over here.
Yeah. No,
you buy a team that can win, and you buy a team that can win, and you're not going to win if you go like 9-9 or whatever it was this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always think of the Yankees, and they used to just buy everybody, and it didn't seem to work.
Yeah.
They still do.
No. So it wasn't that they got traded. It was that San Diego decided to keep Chris Allegri instead of Frank Shigliano. So they were kind of going for the form. Swarm undefeated the rest of the season, Kai. Kai's got it nailed down. He knows.
They got to play, Kai.
Why do they got to play, OJ? You setting up new rules in the middle of it. All right, OJ, can you pull up the wheel?
One quick thing before we go to the OJ wheel there. How come nobody said anything about the concept that Buffalo gets an extra week of rest before the championship?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. Don't even go there, because that'll be covered on next Yeti Talks on Monday, and it'll be that we're talking about, oh, wait, they're going to 3 games, or actually Vancouver.
Right. We don't even have to go to 3 games because we sweep it, and then we get all this time to rest and recuperate while everybody else is battling it out. It's definitely a Buffalo conspiracy, no question.
Definitely a Buffalo conspiracy.
Buffalo favoritism right there.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I've
No.
been a Buffalo fan since I was like 4.
All right. Are you a Bills fan as well?
Niners. I got the Niners hat on right
Oh,
now
I'm
too.
sorry. Well, you got championships. See, this is why I get to talk so much smack, is because I've lost 4 Super Bowls in a
Boy,
row.
I love
You wanna
losing
know what?
Super
We're
Bowls.
going 3-peat, baby.
There's nothing worse though is seeing your
Vince
team
needs
lose it. 'Cause
That's what I'm saying. That's what it was heartbreaking. I was 19 my first time they lost. Yeah, 20 years old. Well, they lost. The first 20 years of my life, they sucked. Then they go to the Super Bowl and you watch it wide right. And now I got to listen to everybody and their blah, 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 blah. What's Buffalo stand for? It stands for we win box championships. That's what it stands for. Whew, I feel better now.
I love that it's just like we don't care what any of the letters are. We're just going to say it stands for I love box championships. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls turns into box championships. That's a Buffalo statement if I've ever heard
That's what
one.
it's it. That's
Yeah.
all that matters. But anyhow,
Listen,
on to the juice, baby. On to the juice. He's got some big things doing.
We're giving this head away. OJ's got it. He spent a bunch of time today putting everybody's name in that put their stuff online. This was strung up by Penny Strings. Thank you very much. OJ, hang on. Let me pull the wheel up. I was going to ask if you had it up yet, but you already got it.
He's there.
He's on it. And it is very, very blurry, everybody. Sorry about that. But OJ's going to tell us what's up. Spin it. Give it a click.
And the wheel says,
Joy to the world. Who's it say?
At Rit for 3.
At Rip for 3. All right. Send that in the chat, OJ, so we can all see it and check her out.
Yeah.
Because that did not look that grainy when we first started. But yeah,
That's like
huge.
that's like 240p on YouTube in general.
Yeah.
In my defense, my internet is terrible down here. I'm hoping to get it fixed when I move to a new place again.
there you go.
OJ, the chat in YouTube.
Oh, and YouTube.
Yeah,
Got it.
not the Google chat. All of a sudden, it just popped up on the Google Meet. He's like,
Wait. Who won it? Is it at Rit3?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Adam Tritton.
That's Adam Tritton. That's the Utica Yeti, Adam Tritton. And I love how Charity do it. She's like, hang on, I know that
I
name.
know that name. I was like,
Oh, so the Trittons won it. So we will be delivering this in person
In
to
person, we'll
the
make sure
Yeti game.
Crosscheck is there to help hand deliver it.
Yeah, so the Tritton family, very excited you guys are getting this. I'm actually really, you know what? I'm throwing in a shaft because it's going to the Tritton family. So,
because we know.
yeah. And if not, they're going to buy a shaft off us anyways because that's just how they are. They literally own more Crafty Beach merch than probably I do, which is impressive. Because I wear
Really?
it like 6 days a week.
Crosscheck has been to a couple birthday parties.
Yes, that's right. Crosscheck has been at the birthday
Yes,
party.
Crosscheck is a birthday. It crashes their birthday party. That's what it's all about. That's awesome. Congratulations. And thank you, OJ, and thank you, Greg. That's awesome stuff, guys.
Yeah, I like what Josh put in the comments, and it looks like we used an unknown Pokemon for the wheel.
It was super secret.
Yeah. If you know, you know. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Should've
what he
just said,
means. I'm old school.
Yeah, congratulations, you. We could have just totally made it up.
Yeah,
But-
nobody knows.
Oh, yeah. Except we've got OJ being super out of. So, OJ, you and Jackson, you had him on the Tech Lax. Is it out yet, or are we still waiting on that one?
I can't remember if I released it. I don't think I've released
I
it yet.
was just gonna
No, I don't think so either.
say, how busy
'Cause I
are you,
remember you said you'd
OJ?
tell me about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I have like 5 billion things on the go. Some days it feels like.
Yeah, so that one will be coming out soon. Check out Tex Lax channel, YouTube channel for that. Make sure you're following him on all the socials that are hidden behind me. Paul Noecker, what's up with Yeti Nation?
What Yeti Nation? Hello, Yeti Nation. What's up, everybody? First of all, OJ, Greg, and Jackson, thanks for hanging out with us tonight and doing what you guys do, and that's spread the love of the game. What's going on in Yeti Nation? We're going on week 3 of tryouts, and we're running this Sunday at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3, 1 to 3 at the Nexus Center. The schedule is full. We added another game. We're playing the Serpents, and we're playing the Paper City Oaks up in Massachusetts, and we're playing the Serpents up there. We got 8 games on the schedule.
Tell everybody about that trip to Paper City, though, because it's not just the Utica Yeti that are going. You have some guys traveling.
The juniors are going with us up there as well. As far as they're going to be playing in a NABLL junior event that we're jump starting this year, and the junior Yeti are a part of it. They'll be having their tournament. There's going to be 4 teams that are there. They'll be playing 2 games each on Sunday or Saturday, and 1 game on Sunday. And the Yeti and the Paper City Oaks will be playing on Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the Holyoaks facility in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So very excited about that. We're pretty excited. Hopefully we can do the right financing and get things done. But we got a new sponsor as well, Greg, that I need to say out there is Hale Transportation. The busing company out of Clinton, New York, is a sponsor this year, and we're going to see what we can do about possibly getting a bus to head up to Massachusetts, because we play Oswego the night before. So I'm trying to see what we can do to help alleviate some of the guys. We want to go up there as fresh as possible, and after playing a night before against a division rival, we want to go up there fresh and loose. So
maybe have somebody drive you. I get what you're saying. Take a little time off, relax.
Take a little time off. Throw a good movie on, and let the guys relax, focus, and get ready to go when we play Paper City, and rock and roll. And then we come back the following weekend on the 13th, and Saturday the 14th, and we play the Serpents up in Geneva. So that'll be another great game against the Serpents.
Do you have the schedule posted yet, Paul?
It is on because the league itself, we've made it official. As far as throughout the divisional,
still waiting on the league.
Today is the last day for everybody to get their games and rosters or their game schedules in, so they can review it and everything. But it might be actually my games might be if you take a look at the NABLL schedule, ours might be up there. I'm not exactly sure who's put everything up.
Rid of the Jays. Because I had all the Jays on the scene.
Jackson's all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as the games are in there, the games are booked. I'm not going to release some of the big news, but for one of our home games, it's going to be pretty. We're going big time. We'll say that as far as that goes.
Yeah. All right, Jackson. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope that if you do play, you keep us informed on where you're playing. Maybe we'll get to see it in a little bit of Can-Am. But either way, we know you're spreading the game, coaching, and kind of doing your thing. And we really appreciate you tuning in all the time here. So are you on any of the social medias?
Mostly Instagram for the most part.
All right. And tell everybody what your handle is so they can find you.
It'd be Longboat Jackson 00. I can even just type it in the chat right now. So
there we go. Throw it in there.
Throw it in there. Absolutely.
Can you find that URL in the chat? I don't know what you're talking about, Josh.
The URL.
Yeah, he wants to buy our URL.
There we go.
Yes, we don't own our own URL. I mean, we just use the YouTube URL.
Is that the?
No, I know what he wants. He wants us to. I bet he wants me to throw the NABLL one into the chat, which.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, which I'll do on my cell phone real quick because I don't want to screw up our internet.
Put the URL in the chat.
Yes, for the Yeti schedule. I knew what he was talking about.
Schedule.
I was like, that's what he wants. We'll actually, I'll put it right in the description of this video too, so that way if anybody's looking for. Usually that stuff is in there, but I have not updated everything in a while. We are really getting ready to gear up for the 2025 season. It's hilarious. My folder that I still save all these on my computer is Yeti 2023. How close are we to that 100th episode, Paul?
We're at 98, Greg. 2 away from
Ooh,
100.
it's coming up.
2 away
2
from
away
100.
from the
Are we
big
gonna-
100.
Yeah, we'll have to do something special for that one. I'm not sure yet what
We're gonna
doing.
We're gonna put big party hats on. We're gonna have some party hats and all that good stuff.
I like it. All right,
We're
well,
gonna go back and watch some of the real old.
yeah, 30-second delay is a killer, he says. So, yeah, we will definitely make sure we get all that stuff straightened out. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing, Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System, water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. Make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables. What the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables. Built for your needs. CBI Cables. Plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check.